All right, hello, everybody. It's been a great day here, and it was a great day yesterday, and it's going to continue to be a great day. I'm joined by two other lovely commentators who I'm going to have introduce himself. We have Polari.
Hello, also a Mr. Tournament competitor, not in top 8 myself this time, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's representing Europe for us, and FFAO.
I participated in the last 4 Mr. Tournaments, some shape or form, and I'm excited for more good games today.
Yeah, it's going to be a really great time, but I'm sure a lot of you out there in the audience are thinking, hey, TPC, what the heck is a mystery tournament? I've never heard of that before. Well, do I have an explanation for you? Now, let's say that you were an intern who just joined MT. What's going to happen? You're going to find your opponent. You're going to make a race room on Speedruns Live. And unlike most other speedrun tournaments you may be familiar with, where you know the game ahead of time, let's say you're racing, I don't know, Link to the Past randomizer. Well, in this case, you don't know what game you're playing. You don't know what game you're playing until right before it starts, actually. And you're given a goal. You're given a short little document that tells you important info just to help keep the race fair. And then go. Go complete the goal faster than your opponent. Faster opponent wins. They move on through the bracket. We have had a very, very interesting and quite ridiculous bracket so far. We have had 121 entrants, and we are now down to only 3. Our 3 left, Someone325, adam5396, and Okami of Games. So 2 numbered people and one non-numbered people. We'll see who's going to win out. We've had a lot of top names go out, both in top 8 and before top 8 this year, which is kind of a rarity. In fact, this time we are guaranteed to have a new MT winner. Someone325, Adam, and Okami of Games have never won an MT before. 2 of them being very, very new competitors. So it's definitely going to be a very interesting time.
Yeah, this time we have a top 8, which is in some ways kind of normal, expected, and in some ways surprising. Like the overall composition is pretty usual. We don't have any huge surprises, but the top 3 is a bit of a surprise. Like again, nobody individually really stands out, but we have none of our normal like staple finals players. There's no Andy, no Drake, no Zex, no Morris. Instead, we have 3 players who you might rank like right behind them if you were to like rank all the participants that way. But yeah, should we get to the games?
Yeah, I think we're all ready for the games actually, and we're gonna start off with the real winner. I'm a huge fan of this game. I actually specifically requested to commentate winners finals just because of the games that are in it, because I am a tester this time. So I get to cheat, and I know all the games in advance. FFAO is going to join me on this as a fellow tester.
Yes, and I agree. This game is amazing. I don't even know how to explain what this game even is. It's probably easier if you see it, but it was a really fun time testing this game.
Yeah, we have all the games they played on the screen. You just saw that neat thing made by Maurice. Big fan of that. We got to give a big shout out to Maurice for making something awesome like that for our stream. But yeah, I think we're ready to go ahead and hop into the game, because this game is going to be a real doozy. And I know everybody out there, probably a big fan playing Elden Ring right now. Everybody out there, you know, FromSoft is the big name in town. Well, FromSoft was not always the Dark Souls machine that you've known them as. Actually, they got their start developing a game called Kingsfield on the PS1, and they made a bunch of very kind of odd games. And then in, I don't know what year this game came out, I want to say 2006, this was a PSP game published by From Software. This is, I gotta take this because whenever there's a Japanese titled game in Mystery Tournament, it's always me that has to pronounce it. Onore no Shinzuru, Michi Yuke, which is probably one of the oddest titles ever. But I'm gonna tell the players that we're ready to start, so fair warning to them. And we're gonna go ahead and start. This is a PSP game.
Yeah, so right before we started, I mentioned that I was trying out some of the games that we're going to be commentating, so I would know something about them. From this one, I can tell you that it's a Japanese From Software PSP game, and all I had was the name of the game. I didn't have the instructions that will be given to the player, so I didn't even try.
Yeah, so if I had to condense this into a genre, I would say like action puzzle, but that's my like go-to umbrella genre when I have nothing else to say. And how this game's going to work is that we are this little ninja dude right here. And we have all these obstacles on a multi-floor dungeon. Our goal is to make it to the top of the dungeon. And there's going to be a number of obstacles along our way. We have all these enemies. Sometimes we're going to need to take out enemies. There's switches. And the main aspect of this game that you see on someone's side is that we have shadow clones. Our past iterations of what we did in the level actually play themselves behind us. And the entire game is going to be utilizing them and your various different ninjutsu in order to get through the entire tower and make it before the time limit runs out.
Yeah, this is, like, from the games I tested, I think this is the game that tested quick decision making the most, because you get into a level, you have to quickly read it, and your time is constantly running. And you not only have to think about what you're going to do to get to the exit, you need to think about what your future self is going to do to get to the exit so you can help him. And that is, I don't know, it's just really intense game.
Yeah, there's a lot of optimization that you can potentially do. There's a lot of, okay, this won't be so fast to do this time. I know from a previous iteration that this obstacle is coming up in this place. So if I send my future shadow clone to hit it before it happens, I can save like 2 seconds here or something. It's going to be a game of minor optimizations and not dying. Very important thing. Sometimes there's going to be enemies necessary to kill, as you can see on someone's side. There's going to be switches, as you can see on Adam's side. We have 3 ninjutsu that we can use. One of them will spawn a little block that you can use to push down switches. Most switches in this game need to be continuously pressed. And then our other 2 ninjutsu are flame spell, which goes out in kind of a, I don't want to say wide pattern, it's just like a 3x3 pattern. And then we have a wind spell, which is like a spread shot.
And the way you get powers to
both players through the first stage.
To use those spells is by walking through the floor. You can see that when they walk on the floor, it disappears. You can still walk over it, but every time you walk onto a tile that hasn't been walked before, you get 1 jutsu point or whatever. And you can see in the bottom right that they need, for example, 100 points to use the purple spell.
Yeah, it's going to get very interesting too, because your shadow clones will also take them. So we can always see on like someone's side, we have those 4 switches. There's not enough time to go around and press them all with 1 person. Actually, I did find in testing that there was exactly enough time to do it, but you couldn't also make it to the door. So maybe you can think of future optimization. Okay, my first self hit the bottom right too. So I'm going to get through the floor faster, obviously, on my second iteration. So I'm going to have my second iteration go hit the left 2, and then I can make it through the door faster. We also have little mini boss fights, as you can see on someone's side. They're going to be enemies that take a lot of hits. These get really funny in the future iterations when you have like 5 shadow clones attacking them, so their HP just like disappears instantly. They're pretty simple for now, though.
Yeah, mostly I saved.
Your attacking spells also do damage. Pretty good damage.
Mostly I saved my attacking spells to use on those big enemies because it saves a lot of time if I don't have to keep slashing at them.
Yeah, there will be situations in which they are actually necessary later to hit certain switches. So I want to see the players kind of develop a general starting strategy for levels. What I would always do on my first iteration was scout out the level and just grab all of the tiles that I could in some sort of pattern that it wouldn't be impossible for a future iteration to grab them. Like I would go out of my way because I know I'm not going to do anything on level on this first iteration. So that was like my general strategy.
I think my general strategy was just to go as fast as I could until I found a button, and then I would leave my character on the button. But then you run the risk.
Yeah, that's a good plan.
Like maybe your character had to hit 2 buttons and now you don't have enough characters, so it's always a bit of a risk you're taking.
Yeah, there's some interesting little skips you can do as well. Like you see the wooden buttons, they need to be continuously pressed. They actually activate for a very short amount of time as soon as you hit them. And so one thing that you can do is you can leave one of your shadow clones there, just mashing the X button to activate the switch. And then if there's 2 of them, you leave on the other one mashing X. And your future iteration doesn't have to waste the spells on them in order to place a block. You can just stand where the stair is, mash X until it spawns, and then go in the stair. I used that a few times on a few levels. it was you can do some fun little skips like that.
Yeah, also when it's timed switches, and I think it's required in future levels, you can sort of press one, then press the other, then go back to press the first one that you pressed, so you could get them continuously pressed.
Oh yeah, they will reset time on them if you press them again. But about the goal for this is actually going to be quite long. We're going to be doing 13 levels, I believe. There are going to be 7 in the first world, Nihonbashi, and then there's going to be 6 that we're doing in Hiratsuka. And we were going to include the 7th one, but frankly, it is the most ridiculous level I've ever seen in this entire game. And I think Myth and I both attempted it. It took Myth around 30 minutes alone for that level, and I gave up. So, and if I have to give up, you know that that's something intense.
Yeah, if anyone...
Oh, let's see if Adam can make it. This is going to be tight.
Oh, no.
Barely didn't make it in time. Gonna have to do it on the next iteration. So it's kind of a major time loss. You're gonna be losing like 50 seconds if you take an extra iteration. And they're gonna start to add up in this game. But Adam does have a little knowledge advantage. Someone is also at the end of this level, but with a bad timer, only has 2 seconds left, hasn't even spawned the boss. So now this is going to be the knowledge check. You know that you killed the left enemy and you killed the bottom enemy. So the optimization here is to have your next clone go and attack the right enemy so that the boss spawns faster. You can start to get damage in. Even if you don't kill him that cycle, it's going to be more optimal on the next one. Now this is good for Adam because the Shadow Clone spent the spell. And there's a stage clear. I believe that was actually a lead change.
Yeah, 8 seconds on the timer, so very safe.
On to mission 4. But this game is it's constant action the entire time. You're always having to think about something. These are the kind of games that I really love in MP. Of just constant action, constant routing work. Basically high-octane, non-stop action.
Yeah, there's no time in which you're not actively making decisions. Very fast-paced game.
Adam barely made it on the stairs there. That's so scary. So in a case of a floor like that, there are enemies, but if you see the stairs, you don't have to spawn them. So there are times where you can kind of just run through the enemies. It's actually going to be very useful for later levels. Yeah, my epic speedrunning commentary. You know, as I wrote a project on my channel called the Speedrun Every System Project, and after I tested this game, I instantly added it to the PSP list. Yeah, someone might have trouble getting it done on this attempt because 2 ninjas left, but this might be doable. Of course, because you're attacking the boss with 2 Shadow Clones at once, their health bar is going to go down twice as fast. You end up basically just like melting the boss's health bars at the end. It's not a big deal if you don't kill them on the first iteration.
Also, someone has a lot of...
Because actually, most times you won't.
He has a lot of jutsu points. He needs to use it more to attack the boss.
Yeah, if you have a ton, you might as well just spend them. It's also going to be some like extra routing work because you don't want to spend them on the latest iteration that you're going to use to clear the level because there's a lot of lag at the end of it. Oh, I like someone's choice of the Shadow Clones are going to take care of it for me, so might as well just go ahead and grab some extra jutsu points. Yeah, somebody asking in chat, is coloring the floor just cosmetic or has a purpose? That's how you gain jutsu points. You have to untouch the floor tiles, like you have to unpaint them in. Oh, let's see if someone can clear it. Only 3 seconds. Gonna be very close. This is gonna happen a lot in this game, by the way. That was an extremely close
Cleared that
kill.
level with 0.4 seconds, so yeah, very common occurrence.
Yeah, I definitely did that on levels. I had like no time left. Let's see, Adam getting to the 5th level. I think this level introduces a new gimmick. There's going to be a few more gimmicks that we haven't seen. We've seen the boss fights, we've seen the switches. There's going to be, I believe there's one more type of switch that we haven't seen, actually.
Yeah, I don't know if that shows up in this level or the next one.
Oh, Adam, brave choice to... You can spawn the next ninja early by pressing R and choosing next iteration. This is a brave choice of just kind of skipping the rest of it and not going back to hit the switch instead. Is probably going to kill the boss on this iteration. Oh no, still not enough time. I don't know if this is worth it. You just burned 4 ninjas on the first obstacle. Yeah, someone is an entire level behind Adam, though. This is, in this game, that's a lot of time. So you didn't even kill, you're just spending 5 ninjas on the first obstacle. This is, it's going to be hard.
Yeah, so far, he hasn't really been tight on ninjas, so it's pretty understandable. Like, if he runs out, then he learns how far he can push it. So it seems sensible to try it out at this point.
Oh, yeah, here's the... actually, I think we saw this gimmick earlier, but nobody hit it. There are going to be holes in the floor. They pop you down to the previous floor. They're very, very annoying. Yeah, also, it doesn't have enough points for the statue to keep it hit down. So what I would do in this case is actually keep one ninja on the red switch and just mash X for a long time and just keep it open. And then the bosses continuously spawn, spend maybe 2 iterations doing it. Yeah, Adam noticing... don't think can clear the level on this attempt. It's going to be pretty hard, if not downright impossible. Yeah, I think Adam is seeing this right now, just going to go press the switches with one of the ninjas. The next iteration can try and kill. If this is the last floor, that's going to work, but who knows.
Someone just making it to this level now. Too.
Yeah, it's going to be big. If not as wasteful, could be big. Also, could be a good plan for someone. Yeah, someone taking this maybe a little more sensibly, going, hitting the switch, and then doing some damage, going back, hitting the switch again. So the second iteration is still going to be pretty fast.
Oh, Adam just whiffed half his ninjutsu.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. You don't want that to happen. Gonna have to restart the stage, which means someone could get a leg up right here.
Has a knowledge advantage. He knows what's coming next.
Yeah, knowledge advantage could be pretty big, especially in a game like this, which is a lot of knowledge checks and a lot of remembering details. He's someone with the resource advantage right now. Has 4 ninjas to burn. Already passed the first little mini boss obstacle. So also an important part of racing this game is you're gonna have to understand when it's worth it to just burn the current ninja and just go. You need to recognize when, okay, I can't make any more progress now. I'm gonna need a second iteration. That's a huge part of this game.
Yeah, it looks like what Adam is missing here is that you can press the red button again to resummon the tiger, and he thinks you need to finish it in one go. And that would explain why he's wasting so many ninjas here.
All right, someone is on to this little tiger boss. Maybe he's just going to try and press the switches. I think when I did this, I kept one permanently pressed. I maybe had enough for 2 the second time I came up here. And then you can just use your ninja to keep the rest of them pressed. And then the next iteration can take care of it. Adam with 2 ninjas to spare. Someone with 2 ninjas to spare. Adam's gonna have one extra after this.
I think if you just leave the first 2 pressed, you have enough time to do the boss.
Yeah, I want to say it's how I did it. I took a lot of time getting extra ninjutsu to do it.
Also, I just have to point out here, like, you two knew this game beforehand and know what's going on, but this is probably, for me at least, probably for most of the viewers, it's extremely hard to get a grasp of what's going on and how do the levels work and how do anything work. Like, it's only somewhere around this or previous level that I started having like any clue what they are doing.
Yeah, this is a game you got to play to understand. Highly recommend that people play it. It is super fun.
And then look at 2.7 to see how insane it is.
Yeah, and then it stops getting fun. 2.7 is probably one of the most ridiculous levels I've ever seen in any game. So let's see, Adam on the last ninja, someone has 1 extra to spare. See if this is enough to take out the boss. If I was in someone's case, yeah, I would just go for DPS. You've shown before that you're gonna have enough time to kill the boss because it was left with like 20 health or something. So you doing double damage on the points where it is accessible is pretty big. And I believe this is probably the last obstacle on the floor. Oh yeah, that was big. All right, still maintaining a slight lead.
Someone gets on.
Someone's gonna be right behind. All right, 6th level of the first world. We're gonna get another new gimmick here. Okay, we still have more boss fight. It might be the 2nd world when it introduces another gimmick.
I think this is the first level we're going to see a bigger boss fight at the end. It might be this one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is this one. This game does have a lot of bigger bosses too. We're like this on Adam's side, already splitting up the work. Oh, just gonna cut it early? Okay, that's an interesting choice, actually. Gonna maybe go half and half now? Because otherwise you're not gonna save any time doing this.
It's a hard decision because you're sort of wasting time, but you're also gaining knowledge of what the next obstacle is. And you can't clear this with 1 ninja.
No, it is impossible. Trust me, I tried. Oh, okay, Adam on the next iteration now going for... Okay, this makes sense. Kind of a hard read on the level and the level design we've seen previously. Gonna anticipate, okay, the next floor is gonna throw something at me that I can't possibly do in 1 ninja, so I'll just do it with a 2nd attempt. It's just gonna grab the ninjutsu for now. Something you do have to pay attention to is that it always resets your ninjutsu to the block spawning one whenever you respawn. So another cool thing about the iterative level design is that if you remember where a switch spawns, you can actually just throw a block on top of it instantly. I ended up using that a lot, actually.
Well, someone was really efficient with it. Red switches, just use the ninjutsu to hit the first one and then had the clones hit the next one.
Yeah, Adam is fumbling hard in that room. He's just running through them and isn't like moving ninjas in anticipation of them spawning or using blocks or anything. He might just end up having...
Yeah, this room that's so
He might
much...
just end up having to redo the level entirely.
Yeah, probably. He's just burning a lot of ninjas on this. Someone is on a pretty difficult floor. This is... you can see so many holes to fall into. Okay, here's the green switch. This is big. This is going to basically open a midway gate for you. You can teleport back to it at any time. It's going to spawn at the start of the level. This is like your huge sigh of relief once you understand what it does.
What it should do in this part is get 1 ninja to just keep going between the red switches to just keep the boss active.
Yeah, very good idea. This is kind of like a soft reset of the level because you're going to have to wait for all the shadow clones to get back up here because they don't have the gate. But the next iteration will be pretty fast on this.
I like that someone is basically spamming statues whenever he sees a button. So far, it's been really paying him off in that he's gonna have to pick up a new ninja there anyway, so it's kind of free and helps a lot compared to how much we've seen Adam struggle with the button levels.
Yeah, learning how to deal with the buttons is like all of the gameplay of this game. There's so much of it is just dedicated to that. I'm gonna kill on this iteration. Is this the last floor?
Oh.
Oh no, we have the extra boss fight.
$300 health.
You see 308 HP.
Try to hit the wrong hitbox.
And it's probably gonna get owned by something right here. Yeah, it's gonna spawn a bunch of holes. So this is why you kind of want to conserve ninjutsu for this part. Obviously, you wouldn't know this the first time, but the second time you're going to know this. You're going to want to conserve ninjutsu so you can hit it while it's in this state. And you can save a lot of time with that. Adam's on the same part, but that was the last ninja. Not going to clear. Going to have to redo the stage. But once you do know a stage, this game gets really fun once you know the stage again, because you can just, you know how to save so much time. So someone is finding, probably kicking himself for thinking, I shouldn't have spent that wind ninjutsu right there when I could have just hit it normally. Probably going to clear this level on this. 180 health left. And it's going to have 3 ninjas attacking it.
Going to be close. 150 is half of the health.
No, it's more.
It's also going to get there earlier.
I mean, it has 300 total. I'm not sure he... Like if he left it at 180 now, that means he needs to deal that much on one ninja now. I don't think he can do that. Okay, never mind.
Well, the fire spell does 70, and you're also getting there earlier.
Yeah, okay, never mind. The ninjutsu does so much. It's really unintuitive that...
And try and grab more.
It's his third ninja there. The first 2 did 120 combined. Now he's gonna do 180 with 1 life and no big deal.
There's a kill. Okay, so big thing. You still have to get to the end of the level. The first time I did this, I'm pretty sure I timed out.
Had plenty of time.
But there's a clear on that.
Pretty really clear now as a 1 stage lead.
Someone getting owned by Japanese controls. Gotta press circle, not X. Here's the last stage of this world. We have a ton of ninjas to spare. That's a very scary sight in this game. But those 3 are going to spawn... I believe that spawns the stairs, actually. Probably just trying to get a little handle on what it's spawning by moving over there.
I think I noticed it spawned something in the bottom right. Just couldn't get there.
Oh no, it is another button. And that spawns the stairs. I think what I did for this was I had the first iteration go in order, and I had the second iteration go backward. And yeah, very important note, you can re-hit buttons.
Yeah, you can kind of see it earlier when they have left statues on the red buttons, which just locks the timer at 120. So does the game show anywhere what's the total number of floors in any given level?
I don't think so. I never noticed. Is it actually the same on every level? I don't think so. Oh, here's another don't fall level. Gonna require some pretty pinpoint controls. I believe there's a second switch you gotta hit. Yeah. So this is the kind of case you might not want to spend 2 statues because it's going to be really, really late in the cycle now. So you might not have enough time to clear the level anyway, and you just burn ninjutsu for no reason.
Adam looks like they only have 2 clones left. I'm not sure if this is going to work.
Yeah, this is kind of not a good situation you want to be in this game. Someone's gonna have to make it to the stairs. Oh, didn't make it in time.
Oh, I actually didn't realize that you conserve your ninja between attempts. I can just assume that it resets for a new ninja.
Yeah, that's definitely huge. So 2 ninjas, not sure Adam's gonna be able to do this. Especially not dodging the fall through the floor.
Yeah.
I guess it is some extra ninjutsu.
Yeah, Adam is not making it here.
Okay, here is a new gimmick. Someone is at it. There are taiko drones we need to hit. They're going to move platforms. You're going to need to mash circle on them in order to get across. These are kind of extra cycle timing puzzles. And they're going to appear a lot in a lot of stages, and they're going to make them a lot more complicated. Oh no, someone don't fall. So now someone's probably maybe a little behind on the cycle. Gonna have to make it to the drum pretty fast. Yeah, it's gonna happen a lot of times where like you mess up and you don't make it to the drum on time. And then like your other self is hitting it, but now you can't get onto the platform. Happens way more often than you would like to in this game. Yeah, Adam probably, yeah, gonna have to redo the stage. Someone not gonna kill this boss on this attempt, but next one it'll be easy. Especially because you have the teleporter and you have 4 ninjas to burn. Your little buddy is gonna show up at the end of the cycle for the assist.
I think using the ninjutsu on the last attempt was a bit of a questionable decision because now he's here much earlier. So shouldn't.
Yeah, this game is so much complicated routing work like this. I really love it. Maybe it's my inner speedrunner, but like, it just speaks to me in this game. I was gonna take the time to grab some extra ninjutsu.
Only now the refusing.
Oh yeah, there's your little buddy. I think this is the last floor though.
I have a boss now.
Oh no, there's another Gashokuro fight. But I mean, it has like 5 ninjas to burn now. You already know that you're winning the resource game in this case. Probably going to be able to kill this little mid boss, no problem. Interesting that someone keeps going with the wind ninjutsu. I believe the fire one does more damage.
Depends on the enemy. The wind does more damage against that particular enemy. Someone tried both and realized this.
Yeah, is it just enemy?
Yeah, I never once
Is it
tried
just
that.
enemy specific, or does it matter like how you hit it? Because they're all some kind of AoE, so I would figure that you might get different damage values depending.
You might be able to get a double hit with the wind, because it's like a spread shot.
I'm not entirely sure on that. But I do know that, for example, the wind does less damage on this boss and does more damage on the other bosses.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure enemies don't have iframes in this game, because that wouldn't really work with the whole shadow clone thing. So maybe you could get a double hit with the wind. That would make sense. Okay, now someone has the ninjutsu. Probably gonna go send the fire now on this.
Oh,
Gonna fall immediately. Yeah, also make sure you angle yourself right with the fire, because that will happen on later levels, because they're gonna use the ninjutsu for puzzle solving, sure.
and someone is getting pretty low on lives here, but I think he should be able to clear this on the next one.
Oh yeah, only like 80 health left, and still has 2 more ninjas. Adam is through the checkpoint on this level now. Has a few more ninjas. But this method of killing the boss is pretty slow. It works, but it's pretty slow. Gonna have to really book it against this Gashokuro fight. It also does it does play the animation the first time you encounter, which wastes a lot of time.
And I think they don't realize that the fire does a lot more damage. Adam's just using the wind.
As someone takes out this boss fight, that's going to be like a 2-stage lead now. Going to be moving on to the next world. I don't think we get any more gimmicks in the next world, though. I think the drum was the last one we see for now.
Yeah, I think that's all the mechanics we're going to see for this goal.
Now we're moving on to Hiratsuka. It's just going to be straight up puzzle solving from this. With someone going for the optimization, just swap to the next ninja now. Oh, this is a bold choice immediately hitting the drum, because if you screw up at all on the next cycle, you're not going to make it. I guess, yeah, hitting it again for a backup is a good choice. I feel like in this case, you missed your bus. Not a very good option. You're gonna have to learn this on levels. Whenever I got to a drum like this, I never immediately hit it. I would always wait for like a second or two before hitting it.
But also usually the second ninja is going to arrive there faster because it's the second iteration. It just happens that in this case the drum was pretty early, so that doesn't happen.
Yeah, on this floor, it's probably a case that since the second time around you're not stopping with the enemies, you could have just run in there instantly and not been too early. But in this room, he just ran into it immediately. There's nothing else, so.
All right, this is gonna be close for Adam. 10 seconds to do 60 damage and make it to the end. Does get the kill. Yeah, 6 seconds can make it. Oh, make it to the end. Don't get caught. All right, 1.64. Very close. That's a very good level clear, though. That's what you want to see right now, because there's an entire stage behind.
Did you see that wind hit on the tiger?
Yeah, that was pretty strong. There's another stage clear for someone.
Bones remaining.
Keeping that big lead.
Yeah, so I don't know what exactly is the weakness system or whatever, but you definitely use different spells on different enemies.
Yeah, I never once noticed that ever. I believe someone only has 5 more levels left to go. And the mid levels in this world are not too bad. They just, you kind of go on them.
Now delaying a little bit before hitting the drum.
Yeah, smart idea. Well, maybe not in this case because it took a bit of damage from the enemies. Kind of worth it to just, you can just go.
Second clone also took a bit of damage, so it was the right choice.
So I've been wondering, is there a penalty for running into enemies besides getting briefly stunned?
No, there isn't. It's just a small stun.
I kind of expected there would be something, but there's just nothing in the game UI that could probably possibly cost you. Like I'm thinking if it maybe cost you a little bit of ninjutsu, but I guess not.
Yeah, that would be really scary if it did. This game would be so much harder if that was the case. This is the kind of thing on someone's side, if you had if you had knowledge beforehand that this there was going to spawn there, you would have the guy keep hitting the drum so you can go there on the current iteration, save maybe like a few seconds. And gets the checkpoint. That's going to be huge. There still has 4 ninjas to spare. I believe this is the end of this floor.
Yeah, good thing he didn't give up because he had a low time.
Well, I like the decision also of hitting it again, so it can also come back in case the stairs spawn on this side. I don't think they do. Yeah, look at that. Does so much damage. Gonna spend the 3 spells. Look at the psychic. Look, Someone325 is psychic. I don't even remember the stairs spawning right there.
Exact timing.
It's just smart. The hard read on the level design. I know it's going to happen, so it will happen.
That's why he's a top 8 player.
Yeah, I mean, it's just doing it at all is like a nice heads-up play, but having it get timed that perfectly is just what? How? There's no way he knew.
Oh, this level. Now we have 2 pairs of drums. You're gonna have to spend a few ninjas right here already.
Yeah, something I did notice at some point is that you get different number of ninjas on different levels. And when I was asking from the floor about the floor counts, I was wondering, like, do the stages get longer at some point? But it doesn't look like they are roughly the same length, and it's really just that floors get more complex, or not even, not even just that.
Until 2-7.
Yeah, I mean, not even just steadily more complex, just that some stages have floors that require a ton of ninjas, and some are shorter in terms of that.
Yeah, at least until 2-7. So here's where the fire is going to be used for puzzle solving. You're going to need to shoot these with fire. I think you can hit them once with the wind, actually. I think that will work. I think I went with fire because I believe you can hit both of them with them.
Wind doesn't even work.
Yeah, so that's going to be kind of big. Maeve's going to have to take some time, grab some extra ninjutsu now. Fire does cost more. I believe it costs 60, whereas wind costs 50. But you can hit both of them. Oh no, it's going to go for the wind again. Oh, that's big time loss.
Has to happen a misclick. He had fire equipped right until he actually shot the thing.
Let's see, Adam back up to this Gashoku fight. Misses with the wind.
But he only got one.
Yeah, I don't know why you only got one.
Yeah, it definitely looks like you're meant to hit both with the same one, but...
Adam not using the fire is really hurting him, this boss.
Okay, you cannot hit both of them with the flame, but someone getting through to this next floor. Every single one of these little posts is going to spawn an enemy. You have to kill all the enemies on the floor. So this is going to be a interesting memorization check next time you get there, because then you know what order the enemies are going to spawn. You can do some really, really ridiculous optimization on it. Currently, Someone325 is ahead by actually a fair number of stages. I think like 2 or 3 right now. I'm pretty sure the backgrounds are different in the different worlds, so that's how you can tell. Mission failed for Adam. Did not kill the boss fast enough. Gonna have to do it again. Yeah, Adam is still on Nihonbashi 7. Someone is somewhere in Hiratsuka, I want to say 2 or 3.
It really is largely coming down to Adam not realizing that fire does more on the skeleton boss. So it's the kind of thing we try to account for and mention in those instructions that we give to players before the race. But sometimes it just doesn't come up for any tester, and then the players might end up getting salty about it.
Yeah, it is also the case of, if you're given a game, you should probably experiment with the mechanics a little bit in an MT race. It's usually a pretty good idea.
Yeah, it's a whole debate, like how much you should explain. But like maybe, I don't know if it's like I'm 100% convinced that it should have been there in this case. But it's just really dumb to watch a race and see both players otherwise playing well. Adam was in the lead early. It would probably be pretty close, if not for that one mistake. And then it just comes down to that, which, well, it's not hype for one, if nothing else.
As someone clearing another stage. Moving on to 2-4. Only 3 stages left.
I think you could argue it's a bit of a skill to know to try both to see which one does more damage.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely try both. Especially, okay, if it's a case where you only have like 2 spells like this. Like if you had like 20, then yeah, I would put that in a pace bin. But with 2, yeah, you should try both of them.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards that in this case too. Like, you should be trying them out. Just, well, sometimes this happens.
Yeah, so, yeah, someone is also just playing better. Someone has shown really great routing knowledge.
Psychic timing knowledge.
That too.
Oh, okay, I remember this specific floor for someone. There's going to be a switch that spawns 2 tiles to the right. and one down. And if you're really cool on your next iteration, you remember where it is, just put a block there beforehand. And then as soon as you kill the boss that's there, just run for the stairs. You can do so many random cool optimizations in this game like that. Let's see, okay, someone not gonna go for it, gonna wait until it spawns. Probably the smart choice.
Yeah, that sounds really risky, just putting a block when you don't see the switch.
Yeah,
we don't have any more big boss fights though, so gonna be smooth sailing.
Yeah, I did say earlier that Adam had a lead early on, and it would probably be close, but I think you're right. Like, someone has really picked up this game, like, halfway through the race. He probably would have extended his lead in any case, even if Adam wasn't struggling on the bosses.
Let's see. Oh, someone smart little optimization. You can slightly press switches down. I was mentioning this earlier, and they only remain for a very short time, unless you put a block on them. So just smash it, and then you can go through on your next iteration. It's just enough. And then I believe this is like pretty much the end of this stage. You kill this boss, a stair spawns behind it, and then it's the end.
Let's see, what level is someone going to now?
I believe it's Hiratsuka 5.
5.
Yeah, 5. 2 more stages
That was
left.
further than I thought.
Has been absolutely blowing through this world. Not only first try clears, but fast first try clears. Here's going to be a very difficult section to optimize. You have to hit all 3 of these with a fire spell.
Who recognizes that and is just getting ninjutsu for the next attempt? Smart choice.
Yeah, this section I found pretty hard. I did what someone did a lot of times, which if I was just waiting, I would go down to the previous floor to pick stuff up. And I would purposely only take one half the level first and then go the other half. So my next iteration, if I didn't have enough, I could go the other order and I would still get it. I was gonna do all 3 on one iteration. I don't know if that's a smart choice, but maybe it could work.
Yeah,
So these enemies, you don't have to kill these enemies, by the way.
I was wondering in the previous iteration, like, why he didn't just instantly gun down one of them. But it doesn't actually cost him all that much time.
Yeah, if you kill those enemies, you can make it through on the same iteration. But if not, then you can just run through them. You can have one iteration go hit the switch, and then the other one just runs straight through.
I think it's doing things a bit suboptimal in this level, but I guess the complexity of the game is finally getting to him.
Also, still going to clear.
Okay, it did cost
More than likely.
a bit more time than I thought. And it does add up on every iteration, so it's a slightly bigger deal than I thought, but it's maybe 10 seconds on each cycle, I would say.
Oh, smart play from someone. Gonna have enough time on the next iteration. The switch was still pressed from the previous one, so it's going to have enough time to just run forward, and is gonna barely have enough time to make it to the stairs. There you go. Adam clears Nihonbashi 7. We can move on to Hiratsuka. If you can find it, left one. Oh, someone is just gonna... Oh, keep it pressed with a block. Okay. I was wondering if he saw the optimization that he accidentally did earlier. But gonna play it safe instead. Maybe he's recognizing that he thinks that he's playing really well. Gonna make it through on an early iteration now. Just gotta wait for your previous ninja to go hit the drum. Fourth floor. Two extra ninjas left. We have a little mini boss, and then this is the end. And this is going to be simple if you have 2 extra ninjas.
Not using the wind jutsu.
Yeah, probably gonna wait for the next iteration. So it's not like super late in the cycle. So you can save a few seconds getting to the stairs.
So am I missing something? Is there a downside to just using it instantly when you first get to the tiger? How do you optimize from there?
Using it instantly, no. But like waiting and then someone using it would have been bad.
Yeah.
But using it instantly, probably not a bad choice. Unless you think you can get there substantially faster than your previous iteration.
I guess it's just that this game has so much stuff going on that sometimes you forget that you see a tiger, you should use it. And then you already wasted time.
Could just be that.
Yeah, Adam clearing Hiratsuka 1, someone clearing Hiratsuka 5. It's looking like a runaway for someone at this point, though. One more stage left.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine him getting that badly walled.
And we are not doing Hiratsuka 7 because it is impossible.
Like,
it is so hard.
100% imagine someone getting walled in 2-7, but 2-6, maybe not.
No, all the 2 levels I really like because they're just the basic mechanics of the game. You just gotta play well. They don't have to introduce anything anymore. See, where did the stairs spawn here? Gonna assume on the first platform.
I think it's next to the red button. I'm not sure.
It does look like there's empty space there. But we're gonna see now. Okay, there we go.
Okay, it is right next to it. Yeah, this is the multi-button stage. This is actually possible to make in one cycle. Kind of awkward hitting buttons in this game though, or like I don't know if it's a hitbox issue or it's like you can't be moving all the time when hitting them, but they're very weird.
Yeah, it happened to me often that I was just off on the button and then couldn't press it.
See someone correctly noticing at the bottom switch. That's gonna be the last one you get to.
Yeah, I was there thinking like he'd just run into the middle and wait for the previous ninja to press the buttons, but that does save him a few seconds.
So now on the next one, you go hit the top right one. Gonna save a few seconds. If you were standing in the right spot and mashing X first. If you weren't mashing X, then it won't save any time. We'll have to see. Okay, it was not mashing X. Yeah, this is gonna just take a lot of ninjas to do this little maneuver. You can burn 4 on this and do it without spending any ninjutsu though. We'll have to see how much more there is. Adam clearing another stage that's Hiratsuka 2, I think.
Yes, he's entering 3 now.
Now someone is... Uh-oh, hit the fire. That's the wrong ninjutsu. But there's the stairs. They are there. They're going to be there next time. So it's probably just going to stand there and mash X until it works.
I mean, if he was going to swap ninjas anyway, he could have just left the older ninja standing on the switch.
Yeah, there's no easy way to optimize this section. Probably just gonna, yeah, grab the ninjutsu. Enough for a fire spell in case there's a little boss fight coming up, and then just go.
Which it probably is. Every level had a boss fight.
Oh yeah, the wall. Big was so cute.
Literally a wall.
And has like 4 ninjas to spare, so we're just gonna cut it early. This is a smart idea. I really like this actually. Because like you're gonna kill it faster on the next iteration anyway. You're not gonna have to spend the entire time doing it, so it just saves a few
He
seconds.
didn't use spells though. What is he saving ninjutsu for?
Maybe he wants to do it on this attempt. I don't know. Just really smart micro optimizations like this. I'm really loving all this play. Very interesting to watch someone who is playing the game far better than you were play this. The fire's not going to do a lot of damage. But is going to kill it no problem on the next iteration. This is probably the end of the floor. And I believe this is the last stage, right? Yeah, this is Hiratsuka 6.
So if that is indeed the end of the stage, we're just about to see the dot done.
Waiting for a bit for the clones.
Which, I mean, if so, I'm so impressed with someone's play. Very, very smart optimizations everywhere, good decision making, good routing choices, and just solid execution. And Adam has also been playing incredibly. Because Adam would probably also beat my testing time.
I think my testing time was so long I just stopped measuring at some point. They were both portion.
Mine was like a 124.
One is done.
There we go, 51:34. What a time! That's an incredible time. Yeah, because that was like 124 or something. So all of you big Elden Ring fans out there, play the superior From Software game. Very impressive play from someone, very impressive play from Adam. Someone was just faster. So we're going to be having, as always, there's no possible way this couldn't happen, a game 2. This is all the sets that you're going to see today are going to be multi-game sets. In particular, winners finals and losers finals are both best of 3. And then grand finals is going to be best of 5 with something special. Yeah, it was only published by From Software, but I find it funny to say that. And I know Adam, as a huge Kingsfield fan, probably like this game too.
This was made by Silicon Studio, which also made Bravely Default, so I think we can also say it's the superior Silicon Studio game.
Yeah, that's true. What else have they made? I don't actually know. Let's see. Oh, here's all these things that they did development work on that didn't make those. No, this was extra development work. I'm looking for something that they actually developed and not just did extra work on. No, that's a Sega game. That's not them. That's Nintendo. I can't find anything that they did. Well, they did this game, and that's good enough for me.
Adam comments in the race chat, they weren't even expecting someone to win. And then he just did.
And then bam. Someone just destroyed that game, frankly. Yeah, we're going to be moving on to game 2. This was a very weird game. This is not something that you commonly see in MT. This next game is something a lot more normal. I'll say that.
I guess most games are a lot more normal than that.
Yeah. Oh, I should know, because I didn't say it, the last game was submitted by MooWare. Because if you didn't know, every game in MT is submitted by somebody involved in it. I wouldn't say a competitor because I submitted like 28 games this time, but
28?
As Snowdos are submitted 64 of them.
Oh my god!
I think I also submitted more last year. I went like 31 last year.
That's wild.
No.
Oh, on my testing list for next time is like 200 games or something. Most of them get rejected for me.
I have a pretty high submission cons too recently. So this one I submitted 16 and I think 6 got accepted or something like that. I got just destroyed. I have no idea what happened.
Yeah, we have a lot of people that submit a lot of games, and then a lot of people who submit an average amount of games, like Muware, me, Boney, Snowdozer, Polari. Yeah, Shrambles
Hopscotch.
and Hopscotch. Yeah, thanks, Hopscotch.
How could we play strawberry shortcake without hopscotch?
Yeah, putting a submission together doesn't actually take that much time if you find a suitable game. Like you just play games, which probably isn't that unpleasant for you, and then you type up whatever you think people should have known about it, and then that's kind of it. The big time loss is if you don't kind of have a hunch for what works, and you go through a lot of games that don't. So filtering, so that's sort of wasted time, except, well, you still play the games, which probably is something you enjoy.
Yeah, Polari, we can at least count Space Goals as half of one of your submissions.
Yeah, I was actually salty.
So you got a top
Yeah, I
8
was actually
game.
a little salty about that one because, okay, so originally Space Girls was a part of the I'm blanking out the name. There's some NES game jam, game compo.
Yeah, it's like a scripted collection.
Yeah,
right?
like they have a yearly game competition, homebrew competition, and I have submitted a multi-game race for all of the previous ones, and there's like 4 of them so far, and this was the first one that got rejected. Also, when I talk about getting a lot of them rejected, like I do submit a bunch of like very questionable borderline ones, and in other tournaments I've had close to 50% acceptance rate and haven't even been upset about it. But this time, out of my 16, I think only 2 or 3 were some. Like there was one that was super janky and probably gonna get rejected, and one that was probably too short and going to get rejected. But most of my list was something that I didn't even really worry about. Like, I have no idea what happened.
Yeah, as compared to the last game, this next game that we're going to be playing is a lot more normal for Mystery Tournament. This is what I would call a very MT game, at least.
Yeah, so
and I think we're ready to swap over to it.
This is the one game that I actually do know something about it. I beat it right before the cast, and I think it's more like normal adjacent. Like that.
Yeah, we're continuing a trend of things that are close to normal but aren't. Because we see a lot of platformers in MT, of course. The 2 MT genres that overlay everything is puzzle and platformer. This is a platformer, but a very different kind of platformer. And we're going to go ahead and start it up. This is Grabanakki. This is a freeware itch game. You can find it on itch.io. Recommend that you play it. It's a very fun game. But as compared to most platformers you expect in MT are like either single stage-ish puzzle platformers or linear side-scrolling platformers. This is a more arcade-style elimination platformer, I would say. Not really like Bubble Bobble-esque, which is what you would think of if I say that term, but I don't know. This is an odd game to describe with that, but it is fundamentally a platformer.
So when I started this, I didn't bother reading all that text, and I was just trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do and kill myself by jumping down the pit. I'm happy to see that neither of our competitors here did that.
Yeah, the goal of this is that you're going to see on the top right, going to say different waves. What's going to happen is different waves of enemies are going to spawn, and you're going to need to pick up the blocks in the stage and use them to kill the enemies. They can spawn in from off the screen, they can spawn in screen. There's going to be a lot of different types of enemies and blocks that we're going to use. But the key is that all the blocks are your platforms as well. So they're going to change how you're going to be platforming around the stage the whole time.
Yeah, as Andy mentioned,
It's a very cute and clever
as
game.
Andy mentioned in chat, it's basically Super Mario World Boo levels. And I thought about the same thing myself too. And I am happy to report that unlike in Super Mario World, where to grab a block and jump off of it, you need to press both buttons on the same frame. In this one, you can just press the grab button and it jumps automatically.
Yeah, there's no like, you can't do any mid-air stuff in this game, sadly. Actually, it's probably for a good reason.
I'm not sure what you're referring to with mid-air stuff, but you definitely can. Like you can jump, throw a button, throw a button in the air and get it like sort of a double jump off of it.
But it's not like clearly a glitch like it is in Super Mario World. So also, you only have 1 HP. Don't get hit by an enemy. Also, don't fall off the pit. That's very bad. You're going to see we're getting different shape blocks. We also have these enemies, big spiky blocks. They will destroy platforms. They also require 2 hits.
Yeah, so World 1 in this game is basically tutorial. Like they should be through it in like 5 minutes, and there's... Like I spent all the time wondering, like, isn't this kind of like the beat 'em up game where the issue in Mystery Tournament generally is that you're gonna just be proceeding at a steady pace and the race is gonna come down to something dumb because nobody is losing lots of time to gameplay. But yeah, the difficulty is gonna pick up later.
Yeah, and there's going to be some neat optimizations you can do, and a lot of kind of risk reward of what platforms should I use? Should I play it safe on this? I can save time by using this specific type of platform later, but it's going to make platforming more awkward. We also saw on Adam's side interesting optimization. You can pick up a block that an enemy is on top of and they will fall. So saved a lot of time off of that, actually.
Yeah, we saw it.
You can throw blocks in any 4 directions.
Yeah, we saw it on someone's side too, where he had already cleared the blocks, so when the enemy spawned, it just fell into a pit immediately.
I never even thought of that.
Also, it's gonna come into play a lot later on, where you have enemies walking from the side. Like right now, this Pogo guy. If someone had removed both of the white blocks on the left side, it would just fall into the pit immediately, and you wouldn't have to do anything. It's gonna come into play a lot more later on, when the levels are harder and you're realistically gonna have to redo them a bunch. So you're gonna do levels while knowing what's coming, and then you can do it like deliberately instead of just guessing that, hey, maybe if I do this, it will help. Although,
yeah, if you throw a block up, you can also pick it back up when it comes
although in
down.
this case, someone picked it up really fast. Like he had an early wave with a Pogo guy. Then later on, he had time to think about it when between it appearing and actually reaching the middle. So he did the exact thing I described.
Ooh, first death for Adam. These little walking enemies are pretty awkward to deal with because they will jump. I believe if they either encounter you and you're above them, or if they need to jump up a block so they can get like trapped in places. They're pretty awkward to deal with. Someone jumps down the pit. Another thing is actually picking up blocks in this game is a little awkward. The safest way to do it is to always be pushing the direction that you want to pick up the block from. I don't remember if it favors horizontal or vertical first. I want to say it's horizontal.
I think it's horizontal.
But whenever I did it, it was always the one that I didn't want whenever I was not holding thing. There's also a PAL block. It's like Mario Brothers, and it'll clear all the enemies.
Yeah, I didn't have a lot of trouble with it, like enough to like specifically take note, but it did occasionally come up.
Yeah, if you want to force which one you're picking up, you can just hold it directly though. Very useful. That I'm noting that was the last wave. I'm gonna spend the PAL block right now.
So
Adam taking a small lead.
the one thing that was actually awkward is gonna come up later when there are a couple of enemies that will use the blocks also. So you're gonna have to fight about them, and it's gonna come down to pretty accurate timing. Like at one point you can touch the block safely, it's gonna do nothing to you, but then an enemy touches it and then it's suddenly deadly to you. And when you're both at the block at the same time, it gets pretty awkward.
So Adam's seeing another type of block. It's a reusable block, a big metal one. You're going to be seeing this one a lot, actually. But kind of the big strat is just hold it and throw it up and then catch it on the way back down. The enemies have enough iframes that it will hit them on the way down, too.
Yeah, there was actually a surprising number of block types. We're going to see a lot of them more still. So
yeah, we still have at least like 3 or 4 to go.
I think
it's not a concept that you think that you could do a lot with.
It's more.
There's so many different variations.
Easily more than that.
Oh, Adam falling right in the middle of the pit. Yeah, here's our first kind of boss-ish enemy. He's going to use blocks against you, and he's going to throw them.
Yeah, also you probably didn't catch the levels like at the very beginning, but this game has 3 worlds, 10 stages each. And the difficulty is going to pick up in World 2, where like every other level is something that they will realistically use several attempts on. There are some easy ones too still.
This is also another risk-reward thing with those jumping guys. On Adam's side, it was set up so they would actually jump into the pit, so there's nothing you have to worry about. But you can also... You could wait for that to happen. Oh, the block fell right on top of Adam. Picked up the wrong one. See, those kinds of things happen to me. And I wanted to pick up the metal one, but nope.
Yeah, exactly what you were talking about.
So in that case, actually, an important thing is you could pick up the block that the guy's going for, and he gets like confused for a second.
Yeah, you just have to make sure that you're there first, because if he touches it, then you die. Which restarts the entire level, which if you're on the later waves, is pretty big time loss.
Yeah, we're both on 1-9 right now. Oh my god, that optimization from someone. Leaving the other block there. Smart plan.
I would have liked to see one of the players just take apart one of the sides entirely, then have to stop worrying about the enemies there. But it's also a little bit risky if you are.
Yeah, that's an interesting
if you
plan.
aren't confident in like jumping off at the bottom blocks as you're removing them.
I wonder if Adam realizes you can pick up the block the guy's using. So someone actually takes back the lead with that by a very slight margin. Both on 110.
I wonder if Adam got killed by that block earlier and has written it off as an option. I'm kind of getting lost on which player I've seen do which things.
One thing that is important to note, blocks have a huge amount of active frames, so even if they're not actively moving, you can still kill things with them. That's going to be extremely useful later. We also have a new type of block from someone, Skull and Crossbones block. It will instantly kill an enemy that it hits.
Yeah, and it also does a little AoE explosion. And
yeah, it has like a cascading
also
hit.
enemies that destroy blocks on hit will blow them up too, which can lead to chain reactions on stages where there are more of those blocks, and it's gonna force you to deal with those enemies before that can happen. Kind of a neat bit of emergent gameplay there. So if I remember correctly, 2-3 and 2-5 were the first stages that I really struggled with. The beginning of the world, not that bad yet, but it's gonna come up soon.
We also have a new enemy. We actually saw these enemies in Tailspin, which was made by the same developer. They shoot little green pellets down. And we have a new type of block, the eye block. This will fire little pellets, and they can kill enemies with it. They're pretty slow, and their bullets have a bit of travel time, but they're very, very useful. Especially in levels where you have like limited resources. You can just use them to take out enemies like this.
Depends a lot.
Against like very fast moving enemies, gonna be hard to hit.
It depends a lot on the enemy type. Also, the enemy type that the grab blocks, like these, are gonna be hard to hit because they are most of the time protecting themselves. So your shots are gonna hit those blocks. Also, as the game just demonstrated.
Yeah, the bosses that pick them up. Yeah.
Also, as just demonstrated, the enemies that pick up blocks will also use those ones. So you have to be careful about also not just leaving them around.
Here's a reverse breakout level. We do not want the blocks to get destroyed, because otherwise you die. Oh, it jumps right into the eye block. Oh yeah, the blocks can protect you as well. Like if a projectile is coming towards you.
Okay, it was.
So like on fast moving enemies like this, you could see that this block is not very useful. It's kind of missing a lot of shots and has a limited amount of ammo. I don't know if this game was referencing the other game, but I want to say this one came out before Tailspin. And we have yet another new type of block. This is a missile launcher. It will fire missiles. These, unlike the other ones, do have infinite ammo, though.
So, on the other hand, they only shoot right. As far as I can tell, there's no way to turn them around, which the game takes it into account. There are enemies that are going to be really awkward to deal with them that spawn from the left side. So it's not like you can just kill everything with it easily. Like right here.
Yeah, these enemies will just jump off the pit. Won't have to worry about them. You can also throw it and it can kill enemies.
Yeah, you can just use it as a normal block.
And it is it also has infinite use. There we go, wave clear. Someone is blowing through this game right now. Adam close behind though.
Yeah, so far there hasn't been much that could have cost them time, realistically. But this is where the game is gonna start picking up soon.
Oh, look at that nice double shot with the missile launchers. Yeah, a very important skill to get used to with the missile launcher is just tossing it as well. Just because it has infinite use to block, and getting used to when the cycles fire on it. They can also hit multiple enemies. They pierce through enemies.
Yeah, and also if it wasn't obvious, it just shoots at regular intervals. You can't control that, so if you need to jump to hit something with it, it can be pretty awkward to get it timed correctly.
It's pretty much like the most broken block in the entire game, though. Like, it's easily the strongest one.
Yeah.
Maybe the big skull blocks are pretty good.
Yeah, and
just because they're so large.
Like, it's not the highest impact block, but the thing about it is that it's
the most versatile.
Yeah, and it never runs out. Like, that's kind of the thing. There are a few blocks that are more powerful for their one use, but that's it.
Someone on the 2-6. This is,
that's
believe you. Yeah, these levels are. This is a new block. It's gonna run around, and if it touches you, it will kill you.
It seems to be a little inconsistent about it, how it does that, but basically, yeah, when it's red and moving around, you can touch it. But this was also a really annoying stage. You need to dig down to be able to touch those ghosts. But also you can end up running into those nasty blocks, and they are going to be everywhere and you need to dodge them. Unless you go through the left side, but there's not much space. Also, the lowest ghosts get like really low. You need to dig a hole where you can grab the bottom blocks without falling down and still be able to touch them. Like right now on Adam's screen, you see them grab a really wide block, and then they couldn't hit any enemies with it because the hole isn't wide enough.
Yeah, that's a very common problem on this stage. Flying ghost blocks. Oh, here's another enemy. This is he's gonna run towards you. Oh, falls through the stage. He's just gonna run towards you. Pretty fast though.
Yeah, I think he takes
Kind of a problem to deal
He
with.
takes 5 hits. Like if you have nothing else coming at you and you can keep your cool, it's actually pretty easy. Like you hit it, he gets stunned for a pretty long time, and you just repeat it a few times, and he doesn't do anything threatening. But if you add anything else to the mix,
Yeah, don't screw
yeah,
up.
like if you add anything else to the mix, like if you're limited in what blocks you can use on the platform, or if you have some other enemy that you need to worry about at the same time, it gets pretty annoying quickly.
Yeah, also screen wrapping, so it can come through the bottom like that. Both players die on that fight at different points, and for different reasons. But Adam is catching up.
Yeah, they aren't like doing perfect, doing everything on one shot, but they are kind of flowing through a game. I took about 40 minutes on this. I was kind of distracted, and also just generally, I felt I should have not have to retry a few rooms as much as I did, but like I expected them to do it faster, but not this much faster.
Yeah, I took 37-41. I lost the myth by 1 second. Yeah, Adam almost taking the lead, but it's pretty tight up for right now.
I thought this like kind of platformy execution game was Adam's kind of game, but someone's kind of game is just every kind of game, so still a very close match.
Yeah, I mean they're both gonna have a crazy good time. Like it's Adam's game, but we're in top 3. He's not gonna have an easy time, even if he's good at the type of game.
I remember this specific stage someone being really difficult actually. I remember dying on this like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, it just keeps going. I remember
Yeah, here's the final.
I remember with this guy, like
Almost jumps off.
like at some point I would just blow up the entire right group of blocks when some enemy that killed blocks hit them, and then it would get really hard to find a foothold and navigate properly.
Yeah, I think I used the POW block on the big guy at the end. We'll see how Adam and someone take care of it.
Yeah, the second half of the game is full of these kinds of stages where it's like there's nothing individually super hard that feels like it should kill you or like should be a risk of dying, but something ends up always getting you unless you're just top of your game.
Oh, picking up the laser firing for these guys is pretty scary because they move really fast, so they could just miss, and Adam's gonna fall like that.
Yeah, that's one of the more typical ways to die in this game. It's just basic move.
Trying to run from an
Yeah,
enemy.
just like basic movement when you're getting thin on blocks and on the bottom.
Someone gonna use the POW block. Smart idea.
There's so much stuff on the screen that you need to take into account that just basic things that are lethal. If you fail them, start getting to you.
Oh, here's a new type of block. It's gonna build a tower in whatever direction you throw.
Oh,
Someone gonna restart because that was in a really bad position.
yeah, I had a bunch of times that I kind of wanted to restart, but I didn't have any button set up for it. And I felt that it's just so fast to die in this game when you want to that I didn't even bother looking for one.
I don't even think there is one. I'm pretty sure I never used one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there probably isn't one direct, but you probably could have accomplished that through the menus.
Oh, Adam accidentally hit the POW block with the explosion. The explosion cascades. It's gonna mean not an insta kill on this big guy. He's just gonna wait for these guys to pogo into a pit. No, gonna take care of them. Yeah, this is scary just because this guy's screen wrap.
Yeah, the knockback from the eye is too much. Oh,
Oh, just gonna pop it off. Maybe he wasn't anticipating picking up the bottom block and getting the little jump.
Yeah, that must have been it.
Yeah, you only get whenever you pick up a block that's below you, you automatically do a little jump, which is it's awkward at first, but you kind of get used to it as long as you figure out the order of execution of what you're going to pick up. That's a pretty unfortunate time loss.
Yeah, some of these stages are really long, and you don't want to die on the last wave.
There we go. There's a stage done for Adam. Someone has a 2-stage lead, though. That could definitely change in World 3. World 3 starts getting pretty tough.
Yeah, also the 2 stages that he is ahead aren't the harder ones. I don't think Adam's gonna take too much time on them.
But this is still doable for Adam. It's going to be tough now. Doesn't have the tower block. Yeah, all haunted blocks. I really love playing this game when it was situations like this because, like, as I said yesterday, I'm a huge arcade nut. This is like such an arcadey little action game.
Yeah, someone really needs to chill here. I remember people talking yesterday about how the best approach to boundaries is to go as fast as you can until you start getting punished, but he definitely is getting punished here. Like, you don't want to have multiples of these blocks moving around at once. Okay, that wasn't a long stage, so...
Love. Yeah, Adam dies right at the end of 2-9 as well, on the boss fight.
So this one was a pretty awkward stage 2, I think.
Yeah, this one, you do not have a lot of blocks. There's a second tower block there that you're going to need to use. There you go. Now you're refilled on ammo, so to speak. Stage clear. There's a stage clear for Adam as well.
So this is one where you're mostly limited by ammunition, so I assume he's gonna finish this on the second try.
Yeah, probably. He's already spending a lot right now. You gotta get double hits on this.
I don't think you even need to, as long as you make every block count, but you definitely need to know what you're going for. Oh!
There you go, barely makes it through, wow.
I thought he wasted too many blocks early on.
He's just kind of mashing.
I think the big deal is that he did avoid letting the enemies destroy any.
You're seeing the real use of just how many active frames the blocks have. Here's the last type of enemy that we're going to get introduced to. The big ring with wings.
Yeah, Adam first trying 3-1, playing it more safely and deliberately.
It's gonna this little ring is gonna fire those two big rings. They have a pretty large hitbox.
Yeah, this one was one of the most annoying levels in the run. So yeah, those specific shots are one of possibly the nastiest crap in the game. Like, first one...
Oh yeah, I don't like how Adam's board looked.
Oh, bold move from someone. Just sacrifices the rocket launcher.
Definitely awkward play. The Adam's probably going to clear this.
But it pays off.
Yep. Someone is keeping this lead. 3 stages ahead. Oh, there's my dog barking.
Yeah, getting through 3-5 that fast is huge. Oh, actually, did we have this puppet guy before? I think it was introduced before.
Yeah, this is the first time I remember seeing him as this.
P3734 still at 3-stage lead. We're running out of time as well.
Yes,
There's not a whole lot of game left.
it is stages that could get anyone walled.
Yeah, the final boss as well.
Yeah, the final boss is pretty easy once you figure out what you need to do, but the game doesn't have a lot of indication of it.
Yeah, I didn't know my first time. I actually beat the boss and then died on my first time.
Yeah, it took me a few tries of just trying to hit the boss with various things until I realized what was going on, and then it was pretty easy from there.
Someone puts this tower block in a real bad place, can't actually hit the enemy.
Yeah, this was probably the most awkward stage in the entire game, so I wouldn't be too surprised if it ended up being an equalizer here. Oh, let's the enemy grab the eye.
Yeah, it's tricky, but it's in a good place right now. It can't actually hit. Here's another new type of enemy. This enemy will grab any block that's thrown at it. You kind of have to like cycle it around and hit it at a good point.
Not really. Like it
Oh, and dies.
like the puppet enemy grabs the first block you throw at it, but it takes a long time to do anything with it. So then you can just hit him with any second block, and that's it. It's
Yeah, I mean that's easy, but it's hard when there's another enemy on screen.
yeah, I mean,
Especially the other guy, because like you want to pick up and throw the block back up on him. Oh no, the puppet picked it up.
yeah, it's definitely not that simple in practice, but I don't consider it one of the particularly threatening enemy types. Oh, someone gets a clear. Turning to look green for Adam. Alright, this was a funny stage. But
Yeah, this stage was really hard too.
I don't think it was hard at all, but it's different.
I died a lot here. You need to have some pretty good timing.
I think I might have actually got it, like, on the first try that I actually got past killing myself at the beginning, like second or third or whatever attempt.
Yeah, as soon as I got past the pogo guys, it wasn't a problem. Adam taking out that stage. 2 stages behind. You can also jam the block in the wall.
Yeah, so someone on the last regular stage before the final boss.
Yeah, there's not a lot of game left for Adam to make up.
Yeah, I don't think this stage was that bad. I don't remember too much about it specifically. Actually, I think you do get pretty tricky last couple of waves.
Yeah, Adam's still having trouble with 3-6. We have this I believe this is
Yeah.
the last one, the big block guy.
If he kills this, I think the race is pretty much over.
And there we go. Final boss time. So I want you viewers at home to guess how you fight this boss. I'll give you a few seconds to formulate an answer in your mind. And 3, 2, 1. Did you guess Super Mario Bros. 3 Bowser? Because if you did, that's correct. Throwing blocks at this boss does nothing. But it will be important to clear out a path for it as fast as you can.
Oh my god, he...
And you need to pick up the crown.
Oh!
So I did what someone did. You have to actually try to pick up the crown. I definitely did what someone did. Like, I did it once. I was very mad.
I managed to avoid dying to that, but I also was pretty careful at that point, because you're not under any pressure.
The paceman says pick up the crown, I'm pretty sure.
Paceman says nothing.
It says time ends when you pick up the crown.
What? No, it doesn't.
Doesn't it? I thought I added it to it. No, it ends after beating all levels. Well, get owned. There you go. There's a finish from someone.
I just didn't get stuck anywhere.
Not done, question mark.
Okay, 32 minutes. So that was pretty close to what I was guessing.
Yeah, that was a very good time. It makes me sad because the game that we had picked for game 3 of the set was like my favorite game that I tested of all of them. And I really wanted to see it get played.
Maybe next year.
I was so tempted to ask about that game, but I guess we're saving it for later.
Well, I mean, you could play it. I know that you would enjoy it.
Yes. There's always so many games in Mystery Tournament Top 8 that are games that you maybe should play. But I'm never gonna get around to them.
The Adam having my problem. Kept grabbing the wrong blocks.
Yeah, how are we doing interviews actually? Do we want to have someone now or leave it for the exit interview? Because someone is gonna be still playing.
We can bring someone in and talk to them a little bit about how they feel about that match if you want.
So, TPC, you assumed the leader position earlier on. What do you want to do?
Oh, well, we have Someone325 who is no longer muted and deafened, so I can say hello, Someone325.
Hello.
Did you enjoy Grabanakki and Onore no Shinzuru Michi o Yuke? Very short title.
Yeah, they were pretty good games. I like the first one better.
Yeah, they're not very typical games for MT. Japanese PSP game, as we'll call it from now on, was probably one of the weirder games you could ever pull in MT. And Grabanakki was just a very different sort of platformer, kind of almost bobble-ish with like elimination platformer. But
yeah,
you were jamming
game.
on them though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not quite puzzle games, the grab one, but it was still pretty fun.
Yeah, it was kind of like an execution-y puzzle game. Well, congratulations on your win. You're going to be moving up into grand finals already. You get to kind of chill for a while after losers finals. I'd also like to thank you for winning because that means more draft points for me, even though I already won the draft. But yeah, you're going to be sitting up there. You're going to be fighting either Adam again or Okami of Games. if you fight Adam again, I mean, maybe you can go for the repeat. Maybe Adam has some words to say about your win and is going to come back. Could be a very exciting match.
Yeah, it sounds like he was just waking up, so we can definitely bring this back.
Yeah, definitely. Both played very impressively. It was a great time. Oh, I want to ask you, who would you rather fight, actually?
I don't know. I know Okami is really good, and
Fellow Kuso player.
yeah.
That would be
And I
impressive.
know Adam is also really good, so
Yeah, you kind of had to be really good to make top 3. Also, I would like to congratulate you because you already did better than you did last MT, because you placed 4th last MT, which is very impressive for a first placing. And now you're just doing even better. So you're like Maurice, except Maurice is already out, and you're not out yet. Sorry, Maurice, but it's the truth.
yeah, I feel like the games I pulled this time were more up my alley.
I'm assuming those are the kind of games you would want to be pulling in grand finals too. What kind of game would you like to see in grand finals?
Well, I do speedrun A Link to the Past, so A Link to the Past ROM hack.
Oh yeah,
Can I
I'm
ask
sure
for
that'll
that?
make it in.
Yeah, but no. Any game that's like fun to race, I guess. I'm not very picky.
That's nice to hear. I'm the same way. So I've tested a lot of the games that are going to be played today. Not all of them actually. Unlike yesterday, I didn't get to all of these, but I did play these 2, and I very much enjoyed them. Sounds like you enjoyed them too. And I can assure you, the grand finals games, you're definitely going to enjoy them. So
Yeah, of course.
do you have any final words for us?
Good luck, Adam. Good luck, Okami. Yeah, I guess. Don't have much else.
Well, all right.
Yeah.
It sounds like in between these sets, we're going to be having a little break so you can get up and stretch and go pet your dogs. I'm going to go do that to mine because he was busy barking at somebody out of the window. But we'll see you back soon for the next set, Losers Finals, Adam Numbers versus Okami of Games. Also, we have successfully proven that the more anonymous that your name is and the less numbers that you have in your name, you are better.
Yeah, so forget about what I said right before bringing someone in. This was a winner bracket game still. So up next, Losers Finals. And after that, we're going to wrap up with Grand Finals with someone versus the winner of the next matchup.
We're also going to be swapping out commentators. So I'm sorry if you missed me, but you get to hear also awesome people. Andy did say that Tetsuya is 40 times cooler than he is, and you're going to be hearing him again. So that's the only detail I can tell you that I remember.